Welcome to this instructional library orientation on how to effectively use the library's resources for your research. From the Hartnell website, find the link for the library under the tab Academics or Students. To see library hours, as well as the summer schedule of open hours, see the link to library hours under the tab About the Library. During fall and spring semesters, the library is open Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m., Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Reference librarians and library technicians are ready to answer questions all our open hours. You can email, call, text, or use the chat box on the library homepage. You're always welcome to come into the library to meet with a reference librarian in person. A reference librarian is also available in person at the King City Education Center Thursdays in the afternoon. Beginning fall 2022, lockers will be available at King City, Soledad, Alisal, and Castroville campuses for students to request materials from main campus. Group study rooms are available on the main campus for groups of 2 or more. Reservations can be made to reserve a room at the time needed or in advance. Rooms may be booked for up to 2 hours. Laptops can be checked out for student use in the study rooms. See the library technician at the Media Services desk. If you are looking for articles or books, you can find them by going to Research Resources on the Hartnell Library webpage. On the left, you will see a list of databases under Top Choices. These are databases most frequently used by students. On the right, you will see an alphabetical list of all the databases the library subscribes to. You can use OneSearch to access most of the databases at one time. In addition, use OneSearch to locate print books or ebooks owned by the library. Using OneSearch will be discussed later in this video. When beginning research, it's important to gather background information to help you focus your topic and draft your research question. A good place to start is by going to CQ Researcher. If you are accessing the databases from off-campus, you will need to type in your student ID number. CQ Researcher, CQ stands for Congressional Quarterly, is published by CQ Press and provides reports on national topics and complex issues. Let's start by looking at the homepage. There is always a current featured report as well as recent reports from past weeks. If you aren't sure of your area of interest, you can browse topics to get some ideas. You can also look at Browse Reports, looking at the issue tracker to see broad information topics. If you already know the topic you want to research and you don't see your topic in this list, enter the topic in the keyword box in the top right corner. Be sure to choose a report that has a publication date no older than 10 years. Each report starts with a research question. This will help you see how a research question is framed. The report is organized with an introductory overview. The links to background and chronology will give you some history of the topic. The link to current situation will provide information on what is happening today, or at least when the report was written. Maps and graphs provide statistical information. You'll find a pro-con debate on an aspect of the topic, and bibliographies with additional information to extend your research. As you read the report, keep a word bank or list of keywords you discover that will help focus your research. You can combine these keywords when searching other databases to narrow your topic and help define your research question. As you read through the report, footnotes are available to help further your research. Many of the footnotes are hyperlinked to take you to the original source being cited. Be sure to look at the contacts listed. These are organizations directly involved with the topic. This is a good place to find websites with credible information. There is a citation tool to help you create MLA citations for your Works Cited page, or APA if you are creating a references page. Most databases provide a tool like this, but they don't do a perfect job in creating the citation. So consider this a draft citation. Copy and paste to your draft Works Cited or reference page. Refer to the citation handout on the library webpage to make corrections. Later in this video, you'll be given an example of how to do this. If you want to save this report, send a link to yourself in an email. Let's return to the Research Resources page. Another great database for finding background information is Opposing Viewpoints in Context, published by Gale. This database offers articles and videos covering issues that are debated nationally, providing pro-con viewpoints. Issues of interest are on the homepage. To look at all the topics addressed, go to Browse Issues. Here you will see an alphabetical listing of all the general topics covered. On the page for your topic, there is an overview that provides background information. Again, as you read through, add keywords to your word bank that you might use to help narrow your topic. Clicking on the hyperlinks in the text will show you suggested articles and resources to help expand your research. You can translate the article into another language, increase the size of the text, or listen to the article as you read to help build comprehension. If you want to save this article, you can send it to Google Drive, to OneDrive, email it to yourself, or download to your computer or thumb drive. See the citation tool to find the draft citation for this article. Copy and paste into your draft Works Cited page. Note the direction given to double-check capitalization, dates, and name, and make any necessary corrections. Looking back at the issue page, the articles for the topic are broken into various types of sources of information. Feature viewpoints, academic journal articles, primary sources, reference, biographies, infographics, images and videos, newspapers, audio, magazines, statistics, and websites. Suggestions for related topics are at the bottom of the page. Let's look at the viewpoints. These articles will address both sides of an issue. Here is a summary of the article and questions for you to consider as you read the article. Keep adding relevant keywords to your word bank. Be sure to include legislation or important people to your list. As we saw in the overview, the same tools are available: translate, text size, listening, hyperlinks, saving the article, and citing the draft citation. Again, let's return to the Research Resources page and look at ProQuest Newspapers. ProQuest Newspapers, published by ProQuest, is a database that provides articles from 5 national and regional newspapers, including the New York Times, Los Angeles Times, and the Wall Street Journal. With this database, you will want to start using the keywords you have collected to narrow your research. By entering the broad topic, far too many results are returned. By adding one or more other keywords, you can immediately narrow down the number of results and show articles that may be more relevant to your research as you formulate your research question. You can also limit your results by date and source type. Since this topic is part of the current national discourse, you'll want the most recent articles available. You can select articles from the last year or more, or create your own custom date range. You can also limit results to only one type of resource, such as newspapers. With highlighting selected, you can see where the keywords you used are in the article. The Details tab will show the subjects assigned to the article, as well as all the information needed to create your MLA or APA citation. Related articles are suggested in the sidebar. You can save the article to Google Drive, OneDrive, email the article, or download a PDF to your computer. While there is a citation tool, unfortunately, this database provides draft citations for handbooks no longer in use. You will need to create your own citation for this article. This will be explained later in this video. Most of the databases the library subscribes to are from EBSCO. Some provide articles on specific areas of study, such as American History and Life, Business Source Complete, or CINAHL for articles on nursing. Some are comprehensive collections covering many disciplines, such as Academic Search Complete, one of the most popular databases for academic research. With the background information you have collected, you can now search for articles that will be relevant to the research you want to do. By using the AND Boolean term, you are telling the database to show only articles that have all the search terms present. For now, leave the field box unspecified, though later you could search using subject headings, once you determine what those headings are. Select full text to limit your results to only those articles which can be read right now. From here, there are additional ways to refine the results. You may want to limit the date of the articles. By grabbing the blue bar, move the date to exclude any article that is older than 10 years or whatever date range your professor has assigned. There are other choices you can make, such as selecting a source type, subject headings, or a particular publication. You may want to limit your results to only those articles in a magazine. Notice the periodical icon. Click on the title. From this page, you can see the title of the article, information about the publisher and when it was published, the subject terms given to this article, and an abstract or summary of what the article is about. If this article is very useful for your research purposes, you can search by the subject terms to find other articles with the same terms. This will help you find other relevant articles. By clicking the PDF full text link, you can read the article. There are several useful tools provided. You can save the article to Google Drive or add it to a folder, either a folder just for this session or to a folder you created in your EBSCO account. To create an account, all you need is your student email address and a password that you create. You can also email the article to yourself. This database provides a citation tool. Copy the draft citation and paste into your draft works cited or reference page. Because this is a magazine article, you will need to include a permalink in your citation. Using the URL in the address bar will not work. Find the permanent URL for this article in the permalink. You can copy and paste this link into your draft citation if it's not already there. Be sure to leave off the https://. You may also want to see the journal articles that were returned in the search. Scholarly peer-reviewed journal articles are those that have gone through an extensive process for determining accuracy and authority and are the basis for college research. Select peer-reviewed journals to limit the results. Notice the academic journal icon. Click on the title. Just as we saw before, you can see the publication information, which will be needed when citing this article, the main ideas or subject terms given to the article, and an abstract or summary of what the article is about. By clicking on the PDF full text link, you can read the article. As you saw with the magazine article, there are many tools for your use. You can save the article in a variety of ways, such as Google Drive, email, or in a folder. Look at the citation tool for a draft citation. When citing an academic journal article, check to see if the article includes a DOI, or Digital Object Identifier. This article has a DOI, so there is no need to include a permalink in the citation. Here is another article that might be relevant to your research question. This article does not have a DOI, so be sure the draft citation includes the permalink, like citing a magazine article. You can search most of the databases we subscribe to at one time by using OneSearch. This tool can be found both on the library homepage as well as in the Research Resources tab. To find articles, books, videos, and other resources, select the tab OneSearch. Using this tool lets you search both the comprehensive and subject-specific databases at one time. Start with your broad topic. Quite often, the first article is from a reference database, such as an encyclopedia. This article gives an overview of the topic, as well as links to related searches and articles to help you extend your research. You can save, print, listen to, and translate the article. Here is the citation tool to help you with your draft citation. You can refine your results by using the options on the left navigation bar. If you want to limit the date of available resources to the last 10 years, change the From date and click on Refine. Here's a useful tip. Click on the lock icon if you would like to make these dates persistent throughout your entire session. The resources listed first in the results will be print books located on the second floor of the main campus library, or ebooks if available. If you would like to see only those books owned by the library, select the option Held by Library. By clicking on the title, you can see the call number where the book will be found in the stacks, as well as a link to the online copy if an ebook is available. You can view the subject headings given to the book as well as a summary of the book's contents. The call number indicates where the book is located in the book stacks. The reference librarian at Reference Services on the second floor can help you locate the book. If an ebook is available, it will be indicated by Available Online. Click on the database link to go to the bibliographic information for the ebook. Click on the PDF full text to read the book. You do not have to read the entire book to find information to answer your research question. You can browse the table of contents on the left navigation bar to see if there is a chapter that covers the information you are looking for. You can also look at the index. Once you have found the topic, enter the page numbers in the search box at the bottom of the page. Just as we saw with articles, there are tools you can use to save the link to the book, email pages, print some pages, and the citing tool for your draft citation. You can search for articles using multiple keywords found in your research for background information. Click on Advanced Search. Enter the keywords to focus your search. Select peer-reviewed journals for academic journal sources. Click on the title of the article to see the publication information, subject headings and description, and the databases where the article will be found. Click on the database to access the article. Returning to the library homepage, find the link on the left navigation bar for How to Cite Information. This page gives several useful links to help you create your works cited page. Under each of the given citation style headings, there are links to websites that can answer questions. The online writing lab from Excelsior College is a source that many colleges and universities refer to. At the top of the page, there are links to handouts created by the librarians at Hartnell Library to help you take your draft citations and make them into perfect citations. For MLA style, click on How to Cite Information using MLA format. You can print this document if you would like a hard copy to refer to. This handout is organized by the many types of resources you may need to cite, beginning with how to cite one or more authors. Find the resource you are citing, whether it be a print book, an ebook, a journal article in an online database, both with a DOI or with a permalink, a magazine article in an online database, or a newspaper article in an online database. Note that this is where you'll find the citation example for ProQuest Newspapers. Each source type shows a template of how the citation should be structured, and then an example of a correctly formatted citation. You will also see an example for websites, YouTube videos, and tweets. Below the resource type, you will see guidelines for some of the specifics when creating citations, such as which words to capitalize, how to abbreviate dates, and how to list authors' names. Also included are the core elements for citations listed in order, as well as some general guidelines for the entire works cited page. Notice that the page includes hanging indents, and double spaces. There is a handout and a video on how to include these formatting elements at the bottom of the How to Cite information page. For APA style, click on How to Cite information using APA format. As with the MLA handout, author formatting is shown first, and then resources are organized by the different types of resources, whether it is a book or an article in an online database. Remember to include double spacing and hanging indents. Refer to the handout and video at the bottom of the How to Cite information page. Check out the link to information literacy handouts that have been created by the librarians at the Hartnell Library. These handouts cover some basic topics, such as the basics of searching for information, organizing your information, and how to use information ethically. If at any time you have questions about how to use the databases or where to find information, be sure to contact the reference librarian by email, phone, text, or chat. And you are always welcome to talk with us in person at the main campus. See you at the library.